Hello viewers and welcome to the eSeniors GT3 Championship taking place at the wonderful Mount Panorama, also known as Bathurst. I'm just waiting for the server to be set. It looks like there's one or two potential issues. I think I know what they are, but I'm just waiting for that server to be reset. Yeah, I think we've got a minute to wait, so what we'll do is we'll talk over for a minute. Oh no, it's being fast forwarded, so a bit of a technical issue here, and there we go. It looks like we're good to go. So welcome. It's the GT4, as I said, going through the mountains of the wonderful Australia at Mount Panorama. Difficult track, as we all know. You can see from the video on screen, there's a lot of walls, there's a lot of concrete, and metal and concrete don't go together, and when they do impact, the metal usually comes off worst. So this is all about keeping it on track, and obviously trying to avoid the other cars as well. One thing we've noticed, just in the few races we've had on here, sometimes an incident is completely out of your hands. So for example, if you're going through the mountain stretch and you over-rotate the car, you could actually be across the track and nobody gets notice you're there, and they'll all just pile into you. That happens in the first few laps. It's chaos. There'll be cars in the pits and all sorts, so it's certainly something to look out for. I don't know if anybody's got any spotters assisting, but it's something to be aware of. I'm going to show you the table. It's not the full table because actually there's only so many races taking part in this, so the battle, I'd say the battle is towards the top. As we can see, Chris Bourne is pretty much walking it. If it wasn't for the fact that you've got to throw 4 races from your 16, he would have won the championship. He may still well have won the championship, okay? But as it stands, Chris is looking like he's won the GT4, and that's something I'm going to be concentrating on while the race is going on, just to see where this takes us. Second place is looking pretty nailed on for Alessandro. However, he's not racing today. He's not feeling too well, so it does mean John Saunders could potentially pull a haul of points in. And then we've got a couple of drivers, Birch, Derek and Eric, who are looking good for, you know, a top 6 finish. So that'll tell us where we are. We're going to qualifying. I'll do a bit of a lap so we can see what's going on. And what we'll do is we'll concentrate on, for example, Derek Bird. We'll sit in with Derek Bird, and when he's done his lap, there we go, perfect timing. So he's coming down the start-finish straight, if you want to call it that, and he's coming into the first corner. Corner 1, Hell Corner. Don't know why it's quite called Hell, because it's got quite a good runoff. You then flat out down the mountain straight. The idea here is to keep the car left, because that'll give you the corner. You can get an overtake on here as it comes through the little crest and then the dip. If you get a good run, you will get an overtake even up the inside. You'll brake after the between the 100 and the 50, get the car rotating in, and this is corner 2, Quarry. Then it rises up, he'll drift the car left, then he'll move the car to the cross to the right, and as he comes into corners 3, 4 and 5, this is called the cutting. So he'll brake just into the bend, brake hard, get the car to rotate into the corner of corner 4, and then that'll take up to corner 5. And then we're coming up to Griffin's Mount. So this little right-hander is corner 6. We then go down a little bit, which is this bit called Reed Park. That's corner 7. Then into Frog Hollow, corner 8. Then we go into Sulman Park, the left-hander, corner 9. Then into the John Hinksman Vista, which is this left-hander here, into McPhillamy Park. Carries on, then we go through Skyline. This is corner 11. Then we've got 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, which is known as the S's. This is where most incidents take place, getting a bit of over-rotation in that bend specifically. And then this takes us down to a left-hander, then a right-hander. He wants to get the brakes on, and then it takes him into corner 18, the dipper. He'll keep to the inside, then drift the car to the right and have the power down. He then gets into Forest Elbow, this little kink on the left, flat out, all the way down, Conrod Straight. And if you get a draft on here, you do get some really good top speed. He will keep the car to the left-hand side unless he's passing somebody. He may use a bit of the excess road on the left, which you'll see as we come up, and then he'll put the car into the right. There you go, so he's used that a little bit, put car into the right, and that takes him to corner 20, 21 and 22, called the Chase. So again, He'll get the car around this corner, keep it left, then move it to the right as he comes under the bridge, and after the 100 metre marker he'll brake hard into Murray's corner, which is turn 23. You'll get as close to the curb as possible, get the power down, and then go over the start finish line, and that lap is looking good for a 2:17. So that is a lap of Bathurst. So 2:17, what do I think's going to be qualifying? So pre-qualifying before, one driver stood out, and they did a 2:14. A 2:14. Now, just to put that in context, Chris Bourne and Reese Wiggin, both quick drivers. There's been an incident between two drivers already. Doesn't bode well, does it? Both only managed a 2:15 and only just got on the 2:15s. So someone pulling off a 2:14 around here, unless they don't keep it on track, they're going to walk away. That's a second a lap faster. Now granted, qualifying's different. You fling the car around more, you may get away with it more, but 2:14 is 3 seconds off this pace. And as you can see here, Derek is only 3/10 up. Laszlo's gone slightly faster, he's got into the 2:16s, but that's still 2 seconds off the time I've seen. 2 seconds. So I'm going to jump back to Jonathan Wood. He's 2:17 and he's 7/10 up, so he's going for the 2:16s as well. But as I said, I've seen a 2:14 on here. I think we'll get that as the session goes on, not straight away, because the tyres need to warm up. So we'll think about that a little bit. We'll watch on board with Jonathan Wood as it is. And what I'm going to do while this is going on, I'm going to quickly mention the stream. Hi Frank, hi Steve, hi Dimitri, hi Andreas, hi Nikos. Right, so we reckon that this could be done and dusted, certainly for the championship. So the table I showed you, by the way, is provisional. Reason being, I asked for the Group 4 race for penalties, and I never got given the replay. So there's potentially penalties outstanding there. So while this is going on track, what I'm going to do, you might hear me typing, I apologise for that. I'm going to work out what the lowest scores are for each of the drivers and work out whether we've got a driver as a winner of the championship. I think we have, but I'm not going to count my chickens. Okay, so that needs to go to the end. That needs to be that. Okay, so our first driver obviously doesn't have 663 points because I've took the 4 lowest scores off. So I'm going to do it for the second place driver. Hi Stefan. I'll try and keep track of the times. So I'm going to jump back to Merch. Merch is on a flyer. So where's Merch going to jump out? And Merch has gone third. Okay, so he's looking pretty quick, and I think Andreas mentioned that. Hi Steve. Might be working from home more after Boris today. Mr. Inept. That one, and that one. They're the 4 lowest, I believe. Right, I'm going to hold fire on that. No, I'm not. I was going to say this isn't over, but actually it is. So just to reiterate, what I'm doing is I'm going through and removing the lowest scores of each of the drivers. Really, I only have to do the top 6 because the top 6 are the only ones who can really win this. So what I'm trying to do here is just work out where this takes us. I think that'll be the final one. Oh, that's interesting. Right, equals, let me get rid of that. That. Oops. So basically, at the end of this race, what's going on? I've got a bit of a maths issue going on here. Definitely got a bit of a maths issue. I'm having a bit of a nightmare. Hold on, so let me just do that one again. That one, plus that one plus that one plus that one. Ah, that's some mathematical problem. Oh, what the hell? Oh, that might be worthwhile. Okay, Chris Bourne I'm jumping on board with. He's 1.3 seconds up. Just hear a car off there. So I say I'm not ignoring anybody. I'm just trying to work out the lowest scores. I'm having a bit of a meltdown trying to do it. That's more like it. Yeah, that's better. Right. So, just to explain where this takes us. Minus that. Minus that. If Chris Bourne wins by more than 36 points today, Chris Bourne does take the championship. That's pretty much nailed it. Okay, so the next thing I need to do, I'm going to jump on board with someone else, which is Jonathan Wood. I need to try and do some sort of animation for that, don't I? Blooming heck. Now, like pressure. I do remember I did something like this last season. I put a trophy up on the screen. But I'll be damned if I can find the trophy again. So, God knows. So, because I think what I did was I put a trophy on with the name on of the driver. But obviously, that always doesn't happen, does it? So, we'll see. We shall see. So he's 6/10 up at the moment. He's going for a 2:15, and there's the 2:14. So we did get another driver doing for 2:14, and Merch is. I think Merch might do for this as well. Hi, Willie. Right. So what I need to go to good old Google. And just have a bit of fun to see if I can find something. That'll do. Doesn't really matter what we have, does it? Just need to plonk a name on it. Believe me, I am being productive. It might not look it when the race starts. I'll be fully concentrated. I've got 7 minutes to sort this, so just bear with me a second. I would have done this earlier, but believe it or not, I actually went to the office today, and consequently it's kind of caught me on the hop a little bit, because my journey back from the office wasn't the best. So it's really caught me out a little bit. Took me the best part of nearly 2 hours to travel 30 miles, which is pretty much why I stopped working in the office, because it's just an absolute pee take. But anyway, right, let's try that one, because that one's not allowed. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do something like this first of all. Dun, 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 dun. I need colours. I'm not going to say I'm very arty, because I'm not. All I'm doing is I'm doing a graphic while you're watching cars go around a track. Dead exciting, dead exciting. Or, hopefully you'll see the benefit at the end. That looking good? Oh no, that's not looking good. That bit failed. That bit failed. And that bit, and that bit. Right, so tolerance. That's much better. That's exactly what I wanted. Right, so what I'm going to do is save that. Call it that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a name on it. Well, kind of. I will shut up if you want me to, you know. I'm just waffling on to myself here. I appreciate... Was there a... Dimitri? No, but on my way to work this morning, the weather was that bad. There was a car facing the wrong way on the motorway, and coming back they were sweeping water up off the road because the road was flooded. So no, it wasn't quite as bad as that, but turn one. Hi Robert. Jeremy's not in the booth. Jeremy's still recovering, so we're not going to see Jeremy racing or probably in the booth for a while yet. I'll send him his best regards from everyone, from obviously from eSeniors. He is about. He's just not being active at the moment for obvious reasons. Right, so what I need to do, I need to change that. And that, put that in there. Right, so move that over there like that. That's what I need to do. Right, so what I've done is I've done a little trophy. No, didn't want to do that. Let's put that back. Let's save as winner. Right, I think I might have a trophy, but I can't test it until later on in the race. So it might work, it might not. Hi Andy. So I need to go into my stream deck. I've got 4 minutes to go to get this right. I'm going to go to John Saunders. Where's my stream deck gone? Come on, stream deck. I need to get rid of that one. Change that. Do brilliant, that's exactly what I wanted, and that is, it's a multi-action. That can go, and don't have to be a multi-action. I want it to be a. Oh, come on. I'm getting all in a tiz. Should have got this all prepared in advance, shouldn't I? Right, so let's look. Let's change that to be. Going good, and what I need to do is when we click on that, the source needs to be I can't do that yet because what I need to do is I need to add the source. So you might see something on the screen for the moment. My apologies in advance. I am trying. I'm hoping you're not going to, but you might see a picture of a trophy on the screen. Okay. With Mr. Bourne's name on it. As you can see there, and what I'll do is I'll switch that off. There you go. So what I need to do is work out where I want that to go. And I can't do that because it won't let me select it. There it is, that's better. Brilliant, that'll do. Right, I'm hoping I could be ready to go. This all could go wrong, by the way. You do realise that, don't you? It might not work and it might all go pear-shaped. But I believe if Chris Bourne wins by more than 36 points, he wins the championship for the GT4. So I'm prepared for that now. As I said, I should have done it earlier. I just really didn't have a chance because of the stupid cars on the road. You wouldn't think they'd let them on, would you? They should let me just go. Right. What is a lorry? A lorry is a big truck, Nikos, that carries lots of things. It's a trailer. Coming up to the end of qualifying. I will get on top of things in a minute, I assure you. It's just just need to get a few things sorted, a few things revised. Right, we've still got a few cars on track, but what I'll do is I'll go to the intro. I'll be back in a second. Okay, bit of a grid walk. And yes, Robert, real words. I think my record's 141 words per minute. But we won't go into that because that's very, very lame. No, Peter's probably not faster in that respect. That might be something I can beat Peter at. Okay, so in pole position, we've got Chris Bourne, followed closely by, oh, that's a bit too quick, Jonathan Wood. We then got Murch in the BMW and John Saunders in the Aston. Reese Wiggin in the Camaro and Derek Bird in the Porsche, Krista in the McLaren and another McLaren of Laszlo next to him. Then got Eric in the Ginetta, Terry in the McLaren. We've then got Richard in the BMW and Melvin in the Aston. We've got Eric in the Porsche and we've got Mike in the Aston. We've then got Kevin in the Camaro and we've got Tris in the Porsche. And at the back of the grid we've got Manuel Souza, and Jeremy won't be racing in the GT4, so he will quickly disappear to the pits. Okay, so I'm going to go to the front, put us in helicam mode. Got a minute to go. Danny's saying he would love to use the Alpine on this circuit. Well, Alpine and mountains could certainly go together, Danny. Yeah, when you've been a computer programmer, typing becomes second nature. Not only can you type words, but you can do silly characters quickly as well. So it's fair to say I know my way around a keyboard, and very rarely look at the keyboard these days. So I look at the screen and just start typing. I don't need to look. As long as I know where the home keys are, that's it. Sunbeam Alpine. I can imagine one of them trundling around. Anyway, should have started their engines and missed that now because I was chatting to you a lot. Hi, Terry. Gentlemen, start your engines. And off we go, trundling down any second now. Are we going to get chaos and calamity on corner 1, called Hell's Corner? Or are we all going to get a clean run through? Bearing in mind there's only 17 cars on track. And are we going to have someone fail in the mountains and call chaos in the mountains? So off we go, Jonathan Wood there, making a quick start, getting his place back. And off we go. Important to get your tyres warmed up here because it takes a while to get your tyres going. Again, I don't know about the GT4s, but the GT3s can take some time this early in the morning to get the tyres warm. Nikos. Half the characters I don't have a German keyboard. Off we go. Lights have gone green, and Chris and Merch. Chris has made a great start. Oh, that was getting a bit close there. Let's just go to the further back. So far, so good. That's looking like everyone's got round. A couple of changes, and you can see the Merch is flying, and Reese has just managed to get the run on John Saunders. So Merch has made a good run here. So I think I'm going to stick with these couple of cars at the moment, because I think this is where something is likely to kick off. Not kick off, race good, shall we say. I'll just go through this corner to make sure everyone gets the braking points right in this corner. Mike Dealov's just going a little bit wide, but it's wide with intolerance. It's looking good. So far, so good. We're getting into corner 3. Mike's just nipped the wall there, but he's got away with it. He's getting very close up the inside of Tris Simpson there. Just survived that with Tris. Going to jump back to the front. Reese is putting a good run on here. And yes, it's showing contact with Tris. So that was contact, but it's not caused a problem. So although the contact was there, it was very, very minor. Now, did I see John Saunders slightly tap the wall there? Be interesting if he's tapped the wall, because you can actually damage your car quite easily tapping the wall. Chris Bourne's off. He's off into the distance, not off the track. Merch is following close behind. And then we've got a series of cars coming through the start of the S's now. And as you can see, everyone's getting through there fantastically well. As of yet, we've yet to see any total carnage. So we'll just concentrate on this a little bit. You can see all the cars have got the lights on. They'll disappear as the sun rises. And you know, this track looks stunning as the sun rises. I'm just going to jump to the back because we've got a bit of a gaggle of cars coming now. We've got Tris, we've got Mike Dearlove, both putting pressure on Melvin. So Melvin's okay so far. Tris is going round in the Porsche, and we've got Mike Dearlove in the Aston behind him, both getting round the corner, and we've still got a clean lap. This is fantastic. What I will say, it's really good to see Manuel racing. So welcome back, Manuel. I know you were a bit unsure about racing because of incidents. Goes to show sometimes they just don't happen, and you've had a clean lap. You know, whether you have a clean lap or not, at the end of the day, there was no incidents in lap 1. People have survived lap 1. So Eric is now catching Laszlo a little bit here. He's closed the gap down from a second to half a second. Lap 1 is over, Robert. Everyone's made lap 1. We can see here Kevin is putting a run on Mike, but that Aston's pulling away there, so I don't know whether Kevin has had to put the anchors on a little bit to stop running to the back of him. And Tris is putting pressure on Melvin. So as we know, Melvin's great at putting his car where he needs to put it, and Tris races Ferraris, so he does a lot of the UK circuits in a Ferrari. So I'm not going to say he knows this circuit really well, but put him on an English circuit. Oh, that's close. That's very close. I thought that was contact, but it wasn't, because that has certainly been Jonathan Wood into the wall if that was contact, and that would have probably been pits and race over. Chris, hi Chris, welcome to the stream. But yeah, Melvin with the new wheel, Andy. He says the feedback he's getting off it is phenomenal. I mean, I've got an RS300, and direct drive something I'm after, and I think with the load cell pedals and direct drive, to me it feels like almost the epitome of what you can get from sim racing. My pedals aren't the best, don't get me wrong, but what I will be able to do is eventually invest in a decent set of pedals as well. So what I'll do is I'll see how Melvin's wheel is and whether it's worth a recommend. And if it's worth a recommend, we got a pass here. Reese has made a pass on Jonathan, nice and clean. A bit loose that car though, and I think Jonathan knew he was going to get taken there. He fell on the keyboard. And that's the abbreviated version of the word. What do you mean that just says hello? So Jonathan Wood's not going to give up, but Jonathan Wood knows he's not racing for the championship, so he's probably letting cars go. rather than putting up a good fight. And as we can see there, Merch has put the fastest lap in with a 2:15. So it looks like Merch is getting to grips with the track, and the tyres are starting to come to life now. So I do think Merch is going to keep up with Chris Bourne. Yeah, CSLDD coming. Yeah, this say direct dive, I think the way for me to go. I do get good feeling out my wheel. I was saying to Melvin actually, when I used to have my old G29 or whatever it was, the one with the little red turning knob and the basic pedals, I had force feedback on that, but you didn't really get the sense of feeling, and I found you could spin the car off the track really easy. When I invested in the RS300, I know it's better than the G29, I definitely feel, and the force feedback's better, but from my perspective I actually found I could control the spins more, so it stopped me going off track. And it is amazing how a wheel can give you much more feeling to control the car in the game. But Danny, have they got the longest place name? No, they haven't, because that belongs to a place in Wales. No, I'm not going to try and pronounce it. I know it starts Llanfair and it ends go go go. And we've got the first person into the wall. Let's have a quick look at that, and let's see what's happened to Laszlo. So Laszlo's coming through the mountain. I'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. Yeah, we won't carry on with that. He's coming down here. So far so good. No wall. I think he's overcooked it here into this corner, and he's put the back end around. No, he's gone completely off track, and that's put the back end around. Oh, he got away with not hitting anybody, but his car's going to be in a bit of a mess. Wow. Spectacular. He's still going though. Let's go with Triss. So Triss is now looking at Melvin again. So Melvin very defensive now. Is Triss going to get a good run and take him up the inside? No, he's not. He's obviously come from a distance behind. And Mike Deelove's still there. Mike Deelove's having a cracking GT4 race. Let's see when the tyres start getting cooked, eh? Where this goes. 53 minutes to go. That's a hell of a long time to keep concentration on a track like this. And you can see towards the back we've got two cars. We've got Sosa and we've got Nemeth at the back. But again, Sosa doesn't appear to have an incident, so I think he's just taking it easy. The thing is, when you get a couple of drivers hitting the wall, the likes of Sosa, who drives calmly, is going to make places, and I think we're going to see Sosa possibly, I might even say within the top 10 at the end of this. And there we go, Triss is going up the inside. He'll probably break, like, oh, no contact. Brilliant racing. And the way Melvin edged his car in as he went past, the timing was absolutely perfect. Fantastic, gents. And John Saunders has now managed to pass Jonathan Wood. As I said, Jonathan Wood won't put up a fight. He doesn't want to take anybody out. He just wants to get back into the racing. And there you go. Derek Bird's now managed to pass Jonathan Wood. Jonathan Wood letting him go. So I think now Jonathan Wood is a good distance in. Well, he's not a good distance in front of Chris. I think we'll see Jonathan Wood start racing again now. I'm not going to type at the moment, Nikos, but that you are. I'm going to say you are starting to take the proverbial out of me there. Just because I can type fast is not a case of, well, let's prove it. Yeah, and now I'm on the VRS. Very nice. Next year I'll invest in the VRS pedals. Reviews say they are the best. Yeah, so Danny, I think your evolution is very, very similar to mine. You know, going from the G29, very similar wheel. I went from the T3PA pedals to the TLCM pedals. And you know, it took me a while to adjust to them. Terry's going slow, although I think Terry must have backed off. He might have been going into the back of Eric here. He's backed off a little bit because he did get a white flag, which usually means the car's going unexpectedly slow on a part of the track where you wouldn't be expecting to go slow. So that tells me he's hit the brakes just to stop him colliding with, I don't know, perhaps Eric. I didn't see it, so I can't really comment. Mike Dearlove is now putting pressure on Melvin. So Melvin's still keeping up with Triss, and Mike is now trying to look at the back end of Melvin's car with a view to trying to pass Melvin. So we'll just sit with Mike a little minute and just see how he goes about. Again, he's got a good run out of there as Melvin. Melvin just gets a bit of the power down. He's not going to have a good enough run here to go past him. No, he's really pulling away. And Laszlo has gone off again. Let's see what happened. That looks terminal, it's fair to say. And he's coming round the mountain yet again. He's not... Oh, he's hit that wall. He's kept it going. He's come round here. So far, so good. He's nailed it in here, Annie. Straight into the wall. Oh, no, he's carried on. No, oh, he's... Oh! That's not going to be That's not going to be helpful for that car. And, yeah, he's now pitted. So, that looks like Laszlo certainly isn't going to win the race. And it also now means, as I said, Sosa, in fact, Laszlo's quit. I was going to say it means that Sosa's no longer last, but as he's quit, Sosa's still at the back. But you know, I think we'll see where this goes. I think Laszlo's realised there that sometimes, you know, once you've hit the wall once, when you hit it again, it's game over. I think you're seeing the benefits of that, Stefan. Certainly in your driving, been phenomenal. Certainly this season. You know, you want to be doing that mean people do, how it started, how it is, you know, and how it started versus where you are today, because it is night and day, to be fair. And we've had another car off. Chris has overclocked it, and he's not really hit a wall. And we got a bit of a lag with the car going down there. That car at the back. Can anybody see that? Was that Melvin's car? Look at that. What's going on there? What the... Let me go into the cockpit. Right, let me go back to the helicam. Now it's alright. I've noticed this recently in the broadcasting of the game. It's starting to glitch from the helicam. I've had it a couple of times now. And I've got to go inside the car to get rid of the glitch. So I'll fix that now, guys. It never used to do it. Now they did state in one of the notes, and we can see here Krista's going to get passed by Triss. Krista's gone very defensive. Did say in the update notes for the 186 update, they've changed something with the broadcast camera. So I think that's something to do with it, because I never used to have that problem, and I've only started having it in the last couple of days. So I think since that 186 update, they've done something, and the broadcast cameras is having a bit of a problem. So Triss Simpson's now up to 10th place. Whoa! And Melvin's had a bit of an off there. I can't get it back on. I'm trying to show the replay. Let's have a look. Can I do the replay? Is it going to show it me? Right, I've got the replay back on. Let's just see where this takes us. So he's coming up to the cut-in. I think he's just got his braking point wrong and over-rotated the car, and the back end's come round. Yeah, I'm wondering whether he saw Krista actually. I'll tell you where he's parked. He's parked where Kenneth parked yesterday. He's looking at that house. That's the sale there. He's obviously going to go to the pits now, isn't he? As we saw, he did go to the pits. So we'll see Melvin disperse himself at the pits. And that's... and Eric Langlois has gone. Let's have a look at the replay for Eric. Is it going to let me see this one? So Eric's come over. I'm going to go on board because obviously he's behind something. So he looks like he's gone off in the same place as Laszlo, perhaps. Just come round here, okay. This is looking clean. Easing off. Get the car around there. Quite easy. That's so far so good. Oh, he's over-rotated it. Oh, that's a big impact. That's an ouch moment, it's fair to say. And I'm going to jump to Triss Simpson, because he's just lost a place. So Krista's just managed to take him. So I think Triss has gone wide, and you can see now Mike Dearlove is on his case. So whatever Triss has done has caused a bit of a problem, but now Kevin is catching up onto Dearlove. So it's all going off at the back. Merch is 5.5 seconds off Chris Bourne. Let me go back to the chat. You need a Bell Huey chopper, yeah, that's right. I can't understand that, Frank. I'm sorry. I know you're saying that you've been having some problems with trail braking, but that's all I can really read from that. Melvin's faster than his own shadow. That's brilliant, Nikos. Absolutely brilliant. So Tris has cut Krista up again. I'll let you guys carry on chatting because we can't understand you. Oh, and Tris has gone. He's overclocked it. Luckily, he's not had an issue. So let's just see who he got going again. He's by himself there, so he's going to get away with it. And he's managed to get the car out without hitting the wall. Now, I think he grazed the wall there rather than slamming it. So I think he's probably going to get away with that. I'm going to jump forward to Terry because Terry's now putting pressure on Eric. So Eric before... Eric is gaining on Jonathan Wood, I think. I'm just going to keep an eye on the times. What I'm going to change as well is I'm going to put the gap so you can see the gap. He's lost a bit of time there as Terry. So Jonathan Wood's just sitting with Derek Bird at the moment. He's not going to put pressure on because he's not racing for anything. And Tris is off again. Now I'm just trying to work out whether his car is grazed at the front, but it doesn't look excessively damaged. You're welcome, Danny. Yeah, it was it was a bit of a rush. I've literally come home, had to do the GT4 table and then get all my gear set up. That's why I wasn't prepared. The traffic journey home was worse than I thought. It's the first time I've been in the office in 18 months, so I'm back again in 2 weeks, but that will be my last time again because I do work from home anyway. I'm only supposed to go in once a month, but obviously for the last 18 months that's not happening. And the UK government have now just said that if you can work from home, work from home. So we're basically going back to where we were. So a bit of a... I'm not going to say culture shock, because it's certainly not a culture shock. It's part expected. But our government's a calamity. So I think I'll keep it at that. And Tris is off again. I think he's going to park that up. What do you reckon? I know he uses VR. Now I wonder whether he's got a problem there, because he's sat there as if he's got some sort of technical problem. He's not moving, his wheel's not moving. I wonder if his headset's become disconnected, because we've had this a few times, haven't we? Neil Bywater's had problems with his headset just disconnecting. Now I know Trish uses VR, and I'm wondering if his headset's disconnected and he's sat there as Neil Bywater was, because we saw Neil Bywater and we thought he had a technical problem. Oh, interesting. He's not moving. He's not quitting to the pits. But then again, where's your escape key when you're in VR? So we'll go back with Terry anyway. I'll ride on board with Terry for a little bit, and we'll see how he's trying to keep up with Eric. And Tris has quit. He's left the server. That tells me he's had a technical issue. So I'm starting to get convinced that there's issues with certain VR. I'm not too sure what he has. I think he might have the reverb, the HP reverb. It'd be interesting to see what Neil's got, because I know Neil struggled and is disconnected. Now, if Tris is disconnected, that sounds like anybody with VR, it could go wrong at any point in time for them. I think Melvin races in VR. I think Terry races in VR. Chris Bourne races in VR. I'm not too sure who else races in VR. But it's certainly potentially a bit of a problem. So Chris, yeah, so So you've had a problem too, Chris, as well with the reverb. So I wonder if there's a problem with the game and the USB ports with the reverb. Because Neil, I don't know what he uses, is packed in. Triss has quit. I don't know why Triss has quit. I'll message him after and ask him. But yeah, I'm a bit unsure really what's happened with Triss. Right, so just give me 2 seconds. Jeremy is going to join me, but I need to change my streaming information. So, give me a second. Because normally, I'm using a hands-free headset, but I'll have to put my headset on so I can hear Jeremy and pipe it through. So, I'm hoping, give me a second, you should be able to hear me. I'm going to turn off my hands-free handset. Let me see if that's all fine. I presume you can still hear me. I'm going to go to the commentary, and then when Jeremy joins, you should be able to hear me in Discord. Him in Discord. So just give me an acknowledgement if you can hear me still. Nothing should have really changed. A couple more on the VR there. We've got Robert's saying he racing VR. I've had issues with the VR on my Quest 2 since the update. Now I've got a Quest 2. I've not yet tried that. That's interesting. I've had tracking.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, Jeremy. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Mark, for making this possible. I didn't know if it was possible to join in the middle.
No, I have it all set up. I just have to switch inputs really. So as long as I've switched the inputs, I can usually get away with it. So
actually, I'm not surprised 1 second, because with you, the word impossible doesn't exist.
It does, but I do try to keep all options open, shall we say? So I can switch between the two quite easily.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Jeremy.
So we lost a couple of drivers there.
Yeah.
Don't know exactly what took place, but
so I think Triss is using. We've just having a discussion. So we had Neil the other day, and Neil quit because his headset failed. He disconnected. Now Triss Simpson, who's just quit, he also uses a headset, and I wonder whether that's quit on him. And I know Laszlo basically totaled his car and he quit. So I'm not too sure whether people racing in VR are going to get an unexpected disconnect or something like that.
So is it an issue with the VR itself, or
you've got to say the fact that the VR itself is disconnecting, it's possibly something in the game linked to the VR. I just don't know. It could be something to do with the DLSS, the update like that.
You said that Chris is also using VR, so he doesn't seem to have an issue.
I think Chris Bourne uses VR, yes, but I don't think he's using a HP reverb, because there's a lot of different headsets out there.
Oh, I see.
So I think it could be linked to a certain type of headset combination. Because Chris Baker on the stream, he's saying on the chat, he's saying he's been having problems with his reverb too, and he's now gone to triples because VR is amazing, but there's too many compromises.
I see. Hello, gentlemen. Yes, I'm feeling better. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, and it's nice for you to join me. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. I got in the car this morning and went a couple of laps on the mountain there, and I'll tell you, I'm really out of shape there. But and I find the handling of the car is completely different since the new update. I haven't been able to drive for 2 weeks, and I thought it was pretty brutal, I tell you. Hopefully I'll be good enough to race this Saturday, but I don't know what kind of lap time I'll be able to pull off.
So what laps have you been doing, just to give us an idea?
Oh my God! This morning 107, 207.
207. Yeah, I was going to say 107.
207.
107. I'm not racing against you. That's a bit quick.
Yeah, no, 207, which I think is terribly slowly. It's way too slow, but that's the best I could do.
Yeah, I think pole on Saturday in Group 2 is going to be 204.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And I think
Yeah,
Poli.
so I need to go get 3 seconds out there, which is a lot.
It is a lot. And the I think the Group One guys will be in the 201s, 202s.
But you know the interesting thing is something changed with my wheel, or I don't know if other drivers experience the same thing. You know, in the long straight, there is a rattling which usually never happens, and I find it a little distracting. It mostly happens during the straights.
Oh
I don't
right.
know if it. Do you have that issue?
I don't on mine. Does anybody else? I know.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
don't know.
I know. Someone said on the race yesterday that they had problems on the when they'd worn the tyres down. They were getting a vibration on the straight. But
Oh, so then it's the tires issue.
it could be, yeah. Yeah, Terry's just saying, is it a flat spot on your tyres? Because I felt.
No, because it was in the out lap right away. I would get that. Maybe the tires were not up to temperature.
You shouldn't get vibration, though, if they're not up to temperature. It should still be relatively smooth.
And it's funny because it's only in the straight, in that first straight and in the back straight. Other than that, I didn't have that issue, but I found that very strange.
Interesting.
Yeah, but one thing, see, is I kind of got ill when the new patch came out, so I didn't have the chance to drive since, and I find there's quite a difference in the dynamic of the car since the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, there has been changes. I mean, I jumped on. I've had no chance to practice. I jumped on yesterday, I think, for literally was for half an hour, just to get to grips with it. And I was using the braking points I'd normally use, and I was basically going straight into the walls. I was like,
Oh
what?
yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But luckily, I managed to get a couple of laps in, and as I said, I managed to get myself into the 204s.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah, I think for the race with a bit more practice, I'll probably be in the low 204s. I'd be very surprised if I get in the 203s, but I'm looking for the low 204s for qualifying on Saturday. The race I think is going to be different because you'll need to keep going on your tyres, otherwise you'll be off during the the hill at the top.
That's right. I tried the BMW out of curiosity, but I wouldn't be faster. I wasn't faster with it. The Aston Martin handles really well on the mountain, I find.
Yeah, I think it does as well. So Laszlo's messaged and said that was a short maiden GT4. He wrecked his. He did the typo. He said he's wrecked his cat twice. So I don't know what he's done to his cat, but I'm sure he means he's wrecked his car twice. But maybe he's wrecked his car and kicked the cat. Who knows?
Yeah.
So he's out over 10 minutes. So he said he's got a lot to learn in this class. And that's the benefit of having these races, isn't it? You really learn what's going on. So Sousa's got white flags, but he's just eased off. So that's Melvin. So Melvin's caught him up now. He's a lap behind. But when Melvin had that spin, he's now a lap behind, but he's trying to make ground up now. But Sosa's now into position 13.
Yeah, and Chris is really dominating this race as usual.
Yeah. So
and Merch is actually doing very good in that second position, right? He's 10 seconds behind, but I don't know if Reese will be able to apply any pressure on him. He's only 5 seconds behind.
Merch's qualification was rapid. So let's have a look at the anyway. So Chris Bourne's leading, as you've said. He's 10, 11 seconds in front of Merch. So Merch is running well. His car doesn't look damaged. There's no contact, and he's 5 seconds clear of Reese. So Reese is in the Camaro. He's having a good race as well. He's in third place, and he's 3 seconds ahead of John Saunders.
Yes.
But John Saunders in the Aston Martin. He's 12 seconds, and Sousa's gone off. He's back on track again. He's 12 seconds ahead of Derek Bird. So Derek Bird is being followed by Jonathan Wood. As we know, Jonathan Wood's not making a race of it for obvious reasons. He knows he can't influence the championship. Terry Trowbridge is 8 seconds down the road behind Jonathan Wood. He's not really gaining, so Jonathan Wood has no reason to slow down. Eric Dont is 3 seconds behind Terry. So Eric was leading in front of Terry and having good pressure put on, but he made a mistake, and you can see he's damaged the front end of his Ginetta now. Krista's 12 seconds behind Eric. Krista's also been off the track as well a couple of times, and consequently that's put him down the order. Richard's 6 seconds behind. His car's looking pristine, so he's having I'd say a quite clear, calm race at the moment. There doesn't seem to be any marks on his car, so he's just getting on with it, and he's actually made into the top 10. He's ahead of Mike Dealove, who's 9 seconds behind. That Mike has had a mistake, I think. I think he went off a little bit before, and consequently he's now playing catch up again. And as I said about Krista's just gone off. He hasn't hit the wall, but that means Richard now goes into the 9th position. So Richard's gained as a result of someone falling off. Kevin is 1 second behind Mike. He's just gone deep there. Oh, he's just avoided the wall, but he's kept it going. And Manuel, who's just had an off, he's gone into the pits because his bonnet was flapping around. Eric is behind, and looks like Eric's now going to pass him. We'll just wait for that to be confirmed. Eric has now passed him. And then we've got Melvin Garland, who's a lap down. And Melvin, I think, will pass Sosa, as he goes past the start-finish straight. So that's the runners and riders as they are. Stefan is saying 204.3 Group 3. That's quick, Stefan.
Yeah. And I believe the key, if I manage to get my energy high enough to race on Saturday, my strategy will be surviving, and not hitting the walls, and trying to run a safe race. I think that's the key, because I realize how many cars hit the wall and how many drivers lose their cars.
Yeah, so just confirming there, Tris Simpson, he's lost his headset. So it's exactly what I said had happened. So he's another driver who's lost the headset in this game in the last couple of days. So I definitely think something's going on here. And if you're racing in VR, anything's going to happen to you.
Okay.
Well, cheers for that, Tris. We did assume it was headset related. So yeah, you're spot on there.
So what do we know what kind of headset he uses?
Tris, is yours a reverb? I think it's a HP reverb, yours, isn't it?
Okay.
He'll come back and tell me, but I'm sure his is a HP reverb. And that's ironic because I think, first time that's happened. Oh, he's just saying it's first time. But Tris, we noticed that's, yeah, it's the HP reverb.
Okay, I see.
So, yeah, consequently, it's ironic that the HP reverb seems to be a problem. Now, what we don't know is what Neil Bywater's using.
Yes,
and Chris Baker, he's also had the G2, which is the reverb, and he's had problems with it as well. So I'm wondering whether it's a HP reverb problem and the changes Neil Bywater.
Neil Bywater uses the Oculus 2 now.
Ah, right, the Quest 2.
Yes, he has the Quest 2.
Yeah, that's been reported to have problems as well.
Yeah. Well, that must be pretty traumatizing to be racing and be disconnected in VR. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, I'd hate to think what you see before you get disconnected.
Yeah.
So Eric's catching up to Terry Trowbridge here now. So even though Eric's had it off, he's now putting pressure back on Terry Trowbridge. So what we need to see is if he's going to get a good run on the straight and whether his car's damaged enough.
Yeah, I noticed Alessandro Medeotti didn't show up for this race.
He's not well.
Oh, I see.
I've had notification. Alessandro Mediotti's not well, and Billy is struggling as well. Billy Stewart's struggling, so he doesn't think he's going to be racing this weekend.
I see. So that's gonna confirm. Anyway, I believe Chris Bourne is out of reach as far as this championship is concerned.
So I've just done all the while I was starting to stream. Obviously, I just went from my perspective. I got back late and I couldn't do the preparation I normally do. But what I will say is that the championship, if Chris wins, with 36 points or more, he's won it.
Absolutely. Well, he's been dominating this GT4 and the Porsche Cup as well. He's pretty much untouchable. I mean, I know yesterday he did have an issue. I believe he had an accident, I believe, on the mountain,
Yeah.
and lost the lead because of that. So I don't think it's going to happen today, but you never know. You never know what can happen in a race. But as far as GT4 and Cup, I think he's untouchable. I think he will be the world champion this year.
Well, as I said, if he finishes in the 30 with 36 points, he's won.
That's it.
Incidentally, the gap between Group 2, the leader, and the second place is 1 point.
Whew.
So,
Interesting. Yes, I know.
if the leader wins the race on Saturday, they win the Group 2 championship.
Nice.
Because the other driver obviously can't gain 50 points. So, can't gain 51 points in the following race. Unless there's a penalty.
Yeah, I see. And that's even without going to Spa.
That's without going to Spa. So, in theory, the leader could race at Spa and get a penalty. But you know, the leader wouldn't have to race at Spa, so they're safe. If you know what I mean.
That's right.
Thanks, Stefan. Thanks, Chris. Really appreciate that. I do try to make us get out there. Is probably the best way to explain it. And at this point, I just want to thank our sponsors, PWS. We don't have any PWS themed cars today. Preciouswashers.co.uk, providing clean equipment, certainly over here in the UK. If you are in the market for some cleaning equipment, and believe me, they've got loads, contact Darren, and I'm sure he'll offer you a discount. But yeah, just want a big shout out there to PWS for sponsoring us there. Now, Jonathan Wood's caught up Derek, but he's back off again. I think he's just playing with Derek now, to be honest. Both in the Porsche.
Yeah, good on this track, Jonathan. All week. He's very comfortable on this track somehow. And yes, I believe you mentioned he's trying to get out of the way and not interfere with the championship. That's for sure.
Yeah. So Robert's just saying, second place and driver of the day. No bonus points, Robert. You don't get any bonus points. So as I said, if the leader and Krista's gone off, Krista's off to the pits. I don't know. Looks like he's got a steering problem there, so he's going into the pits, and that's going to turn it up a little bit now and allow Kevin to gain a position. So yeah, I think that's kind of put a kibosh on his race. But we've still got Eric chasing down Terry. Terry looks like he's got his foot down a little bit now. Eric was gaining quite well, but that seems to have backed off a little bit now.
So, I'm seeing Krister drive into the pits, and I saw yesterday and the day before drivers with severely damaged cars. My question is this: how come you don't teleport to the garage directly instead of trying to drive the car with the wheel?
Because if you teleport to the pits, it gives you a default minimum time penalty. A default. Because in theory, you could take the whole track out of the equation. So what it does is I think it gives you a full lap plus a pit in the pits. So you'll end up with probably a 3-minute pit stop. If you drive into the pits, it might only be 30 seconds worth of damage. So your pit stop's only going to be a minute or so. So you're going to gain basically a minute and a half to 2 minutes by driving into the pits.
I understand. Okay. My personal reflex will be to teleport to the garage and try to fix the damage, no matter how long it takes.
Yeah. No, I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw drivers, and it's very dangerous because you are hardly controlling the car in the mountain. So if you have someone behind you, that's kind of risky.
Yeah, I think if the stream yesterday, someone went off on the conrod at the beginning of the conrod and annihilated the car, and the steering was the wrong way, Now, they went down the Conrod straight and they were literally bouncing from one side to the other. How they got away without hitting anybody is beyond me. That is extreme, you know, and I think in instances like that, it probably makes more sense to go to the pits. But again, some people understand that, you know, if you teleport, it's a longer stop. And
I understand.
Otherwise, you'd be laughing, wouldn't you? Oh, I've got a bit of damage. I'm going to the pits. I'll be out in a second.
No. I know that you are penalized anyway, you know, but the idea is to get out of the way from other drivers trying to control a car that's absolutely impossible to control.
Yeah, I think once the steering's gone on the car anyway, you know, unless it's only gone slightly near the pits, it probably makes more sense to jump to the pits, doesn't it?
That's what I think.
Yeah.
But
well, this is the battle of the moment, but I am just keeping an eye on John Saunders because John Saunders is putting pressure on Reese Wiggin. He's still second behind, but he is gaining. So we'll just keep an eye on that in a minute and just see where he goes. Andy Goddard crashed into the pit wall, going into the pit. Well, at least you were there.
Wow.
Yeah, Eric's definitely putting pressure on. I mean, the front of that Jeanetta's looking pretty bashed up, but it seems to be cornering really well, actually. He's got in a good run here. Is Eric going to make the pass? I mean, Terry's got no damage on his car, so he should be running a car with all the correct aero. These will probably top out on this straight, I would imagine, because it's a long straight, isn't it? Keeping going.
Yeah, that Junior is slightly damaged at the front. But...
yeah, he hit the wall before.
Yeah.
He had a bit of an impact because he was in front and he lost the place, but he's now clawed the time back up, so he's looking quick. But we've got 18 minutes to go, and this is when the tyres see that cliff and decide if they're going to jump or not. So I think we're going to start seeing drivers either hitting the wall in the mountains or easing and backing off to ensure they can get through the mountaintop. And that's where the driver who's looked after the tyres, he's got a good run here. He's 3/10 may gain on it. He's not going to make the pass there because I don't think he's close enough. He's still 3/10, but he's waiting. I think he's waiting for Terry to make a mistake here. If I was a betting man, I'd say he's going to take it easy, Eric, and wait for Terry to make a mistake. Or he's going to get him on the Conrod next time round. All depends on what damage Eric's got on his car. He's got a good run up there. He's got really good cornering in that Jeanetta. Really good cornering. Coming up through the mountain section now, where you've got the walls either side of you. The slightest mistake, car drift wide, or you just ride the curbs. You can put it into the wall. You can see just the difference in angles Eric's taking there. He's either taking it easy, you know, he's dropped a bit of time now, but it looks like he's just taking it easy. Is that to preserve the tyres? And are we going to see Terry make a mistake? Terry seems to be on it there, to be fair. Let's just see what we can see from Terry's perspective. Eric's braking great. He's got good turn in as Eric. He's getting the power down early. Now this could be interesting. He needs to be in the slipstream. He's just lost a little bit there. He probably should have been in the slipstream a bit earlier. He's 3/10. He's not going to get a run. I think he's got damage there, and that's going to prevent him from gaining. You can see he's just not got the grunt, so he's losing time because he's got damage to his car. So that's definitely aero he's struggling with. Although, oh, Terry just went deep there. That could be costly for Terry. You can just hear the tyres scrubbing as he's fighting with the car coming out the corner there. And Eric's right on him now. Is Eric going to go for a dive up the inside? Yes, he is. I think Eric's got this corner. He has indeed. Get his braking point right. Now, are we going to see Terry go for the pass? Now he's not got a good run there. let's wait for the Conrod and let's see how good it is through the mountain. As we saw, that Ginetta was brilliant through the mountain. So let's see if he can get the angles right, because he was taking some really tight angles. I don't know whether he's running really high downforce to get the car to turn in. We seem to do really well into the corners.
The only thing now is that you have John Saunders right on the back of Rhys Wiggin.
Yeah, we'll jump forward to that one then. So is this Rhys has been pushing and his tyres have gone off, and John Saunders has been preserving his tyres, do we think?
Yeah,
very
that's
well
a
be,
good question. Yeah.
I will say...
John Saunders is driving a damaged car, slightly damaged car too.
Yeah, he brushed the wall before.
Yeah.
So from that perspective, I don't think he's going to be suffering any aero damage in that. I think a lot of that damage will be cosmetic. But the Aston's quick on that straight. Very quick. Now he's lost a bit of time here. Now
yeah, he did.
Is that Rhys just playing with him, or did John make a mistake causing him to lose a bit of time? Let's just follow for another lap and see how this goes.
Chris is 20 seconds ahead of Merch. Really incredible.
Just getting on with it, isn't he?
Wow.
Just getting on with it. So, quick thing to talk about, Jeremy. Sorry, just a quick thing to talk about. So, in the rules, we think we've got a mistake in the rules. We said in the rules it was 2 races. That was when the championship was 12 races, wasn't it? We're dropping 4 races, right?
Yes.
Because someone said the rule says 2 places and blah, blah, blah. So I did confirm it's 4 races. You can drop your 4 lowest, that's fine. When we post does make sense. What we need to do is make sure that the rules are reflective of that. But obviously, at the end of the season now, it just doesn't seem to be a point. But we'll make sure the rules are firm next time.
Yeah, and talking about that too, you know what I think we have a great point structure right now, but I think we should make it even tighter in the new year for the next championship. Yeah, I just stopped now because the 2 just passed the back marker there, and it was pretty intense. To make it even closer, even more difficult for the leader to take it easy, and maybe we should even bring that gap down. I love the point system we have, but tweak with the difference of the number 1, 2, and 3.
I'm not too sure about that. The simple reason being, the gap is as big as it is because the drivers in front are just quicker. What it does mean... What it does mean is the fact that if you happen to cock a race up, somebody's more likely to catch you. Whereas if the gaps are tight, the gap between you remains tight all the way through the season. I think you've got to give someone the benefit of the doubt, where you've got to make it interesting for others to catch. 3 points between first and second, I don't think is a monster gap. Changing it to 2 points, I think that it kind of does away with a point system that's rewarding, really, because you're turning around saying, for second place I'm only dropping 2 points, and Terry's now passed Eric again. Terry's made the pass on Eric on the Conrod. We said we might get him on the Conrod. You can see the speed difference there, but I'm not too sure. We'll see what people think. I mean, maybe what we could do is, I would prefer to make the first place position 5 points clear of the second place position, and so on and so forth, and bring it down that way and reward the winner even more so. But the way it is at the moment, it gives everybody a chance.
You will never take away from the winner. This will never take. If we change the point system and make it a little tighter, it's not going to stop the best from winning the race. What it's going to do, it's going to make it tighter throughout the whole season. That's the only thing I see that could be interesting. And like, for example, see what's happening with F1. They are going into the last race this Sunday, perfectly matched.
Yeah, but they don't have 2 points between first and second. They
I
have
know
they,
they don't.
they
I
have
know.
9 points. It's just a situation. I
Yes.
think as it is, it's not broke. Personally, I think
No,
it
no.
rewards.
I don't think it's we have like as I told you before. I believe we have a great system. Um, it's just maybe to tweak it just a little bit and maybe make it a little tighter, but it doesn't have to be. I mean, it's just me thinking out loud. I mean, I love the system we have. I mean, I would like also to find and maybe restructure group one, group two, and group three um, slightly, so we get more drivers.
Oh, Terry's just hit the wall.
Yes, that's just so that.
But once I've got all the data from all the races, I'm going to look at each of the groups. And what I'm going to do is, it's not a true reflection because incidents are incidents, but what it should show us is the drivers who are on an upward trend. So if a driver's on an upward trend and they finish second in Group 2, they'll go to Group
Yeah.
1. If a driver's on a downward trend and they're at the bottom of Group 2, or they're near the bottom of Group 2, they'll go to Group 3 and do it that way. So I don't think it's a case of the top 4 drivers move up. It's looking at more data, because you could be very, very tactical and say I'm not gonna do well in the next 2 races, otherwise I'm going up into Group 2. Whereas using the previous results and creating a trend, that trend shows a different picture. Now, saying that this late on in the season, no one can fudge that trend, because a lot of that trend's now been derived because there's already 14 races been run.
That's right.
John Saunders is off.
Oh.
He's really gone off.
Oh yeah, he went. Yeah, now he has a severely damaged car.
Yeah, his bonnet's up now. He's got the flappy bonnet. Now that's tyres, I reckon. That's 8 minutes to go. And he's probably been pushing. He's now never going to catch Reese Wiggin. Oh! He's got a bigger problem.
Yeah. He's back in the pits.
He's now in the pits. So that has put play to his race. And that's now put him straight down to 10th place. So that means Richard is now up to 8th. He's having a cracking race. Let's look at the position delta.
And he left the server. Okay.
Yeah, so the position delta. Mike Dearlove has gained 5 places, as has Kevin. Terry Trowbridge up 4 places. Yeah, so John Saunders has quit the server.
That's unfortunate because he's giving up major points there for the championship, and I think he's sitting in 3rd place.
Yeah.
I don't understand the reasoning, but...
Yeah, I think... to be honest, he might have had a technical problem as well, because that second one was unexplainable.
Yeah, that could be.
Now you can see Reese
Yeah, I
there.
I see Robert. He said combine Group 2 and Group 3. And get 40 cars on. The more cars will be, the more incidents there will be. And that's not the idea. The idea is to try to create groups where there is very intense racing, like where we have, if there are 20, 22, 25 cars, very close racing between 15 cars all the time, and especially at the front. That's what makes it interesting, because if you look back at the races in Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, the best races were where you had 3, 4, 5 cars fighting at the front. Unfortunately, when you have someone leading like Chris right now, leading by 25 seconds, there's no more thrill in the race itself. I mean, what he's doing is amazing, but there's no battle. If we had a close battle right now, we will be probably less talking and more commentating on the race itself. I don't know if you get my point, but the idea is to have thrilling races, try to create the most thrilling races by getting the right drivers in the right group.
I think the other thing as well, just to make the people listening aware, is when we started the season off, we had rafts and rafts of drivers in each of the groups. And I mean, each of the groups was more or less full.
Yes.
When it come to the start of the season, no one turned up. So we ended up with 20 odd drivers in each of the groups.
That's right.
And it's so frustrating to think we're going to have really good racing, and then half the drivers don't turn up. And then for the first few weeks, we had drivers coming in and disappearing, not racing again. And it kind of makes a mockery of the championship, really. So we need to get the groups to a size where we think they're going to be manageable, where we expect no shows. Now, what I'm going to do for the next season, and Mike Dearlove's gone off again. This is his second time. Is he calling it a day? He's calling it a day there, isn't he, I think? Yeah, he's calling it a day. Well, Merch is having a good run here as well. Merch is having a crack in second place. Yeah, Chris, a lot have disappeared. They've spat the dummies out, I think. Robert, I agree. I prefer more cars on track, but it does mean more incidents. But
that's right.
If we're introducing and we can manage it live stewarding next season, as I said, I believe we'll have a few incidents in the first few races, and then when everyone realises if I go for that dive, I'm going to a 30-second stop and go, they'll stop it. When you consider a lot of the incidents are stupid moves rather than genuine accidents, you'll cut all them stupid moves out. I still believe you'll get the odd accident where a car will spin off the track, bounce back on and hit another car. But they are what they are. They are accidents. You know, so I think you'll always get them, but we can eliminate the deliberate, intended ones where, you know, that's a gap. I might get it if I'm quick enough. Well, when you say I might, there's a question in your mind, I might not. And that decision we can take away from the driver, because we'll say, if you might go and do that and you might not do it, you're in the pits for a stop and go.
Right. No, I love that idea of live stewarding, and I think we should apply it for the next season. Now maybe we need to completely innovate as far as groups are concerned, and maybe we should try. Maybe we should try having more cars. I mean, the fact is, the warm-ups are exciting because of that. The warm-ups sees a very high number of GT3s, and that makes it very exciting, but that makes it also very dangerous because we have more incidents. So we we'll gather opinions of everyone and try to find the best solution. I'm not too worried about it. I think right now we have, like you said before, it's not broken, so there's nothing to fix. The idea is to try to tweak it and make it even more entertaining than it is now.
Yeah, totally agree. And keep it fun. Oh,
but
Mike Dearlove ran out of fuel.
Yeah.
Oh dear, Mike.
God, okay. Yeah, I just wanted to say we do have a 45 slot server. Yeah, so we could be 45 cars, you know. But we would need a hell of a lot of discipline to run a championship like that.
Steve Howells, I don't think I want to race with 40 Cup cars. Well, thing is, Steve, the Cup race and the GT4 will always be the same attendees, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. If we get away with running two groups, and we can fill the groups with 40 cars, if everyone's happy with that, that's an opportunity. You know, but what that means is that potentially a lot more drivers are going to go into Group 1.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, you know, which means the groups themselves itself, it won't mean much. What I mean by that is that we know Group 1 is who dominates that group.
Peter.
We do, right? That's right. Peter and Carlo and
Chris.
You know, so That's right. So this won't change. What's going to happen is that if we bring Group 2 into Group 1, we are going to have a much larger field of cars. And is it going to be more entertaining is the question.
Yeah, there's a lot to consider, and these are the things we need to think about in the off season, Jeremy. You know, rather than
That's
rushing
it.
the next season on, let's think about it
That's it.
and put all our details.
We can we could experiment during the off season as well.
Exactly.
You
Yeah,
know
I was thinking that.
exactly.
Derek's
We'll
off.
see
He's
what.
got a damaged car. It's took him to the last
Ooh.
race, the last lap. So we're on board with Chris Bourne as he comes over to finish his last lap. Oh, he's not got a mark on that. How the hell does he do it? He's put his windscreen wipers on. He's hit the wrong button. Oh, he's turned them off again. So I'm hoping this is going to work. So just a quick shout out to PWS Clean Equipment as we come to the end of the race. Preciouswashers.co.uk sponsoring ACCTV, giving us the opportunity to carry on providing this service to you. Big shout out to those guys for being part of the action. As we say, with no PWS liveried GT4 cars. And you can see now Chris has got his hazards on and his lights on and his windscreen wipers on. He's probably got everything on. And on that note, I believe
The leader has finished the race.
my button's not working. So I'll have to manually sort it then. So all that hard work and my button's not working. So what I will do is I will say champion of the GT4 championship is Mr. Chris Bourne.
Very
Because
nice.
as it stands, he cannot be caught now. Even with a race to go, if he chooses not to race, he still wins the championships. And when you look at the races he can throw, he still wins. So Chris Bourne is the championship winner. And well done for a consistently ran season.
Absolutely.
He's dominated, and I think it's fair to say he's really deserved that. So well done, Chris.
100%.
Really deserved
Very
it.
well done.
I'll move that so you can see the cars. Graphics. Terry, I did that at the start of the stream. I was messing around trying to get that done at the start of the stream, so it took me about 5 minutes to get that done. So that wasn't prepared. I've literally did that while the qualifying was going on. That's why I wasn't concentrating too much on the qualifying. He does deserve the title. And what I'll do, so you can see... Oh, Jeremy's beat me to it. Look at that. The guy's a star. So I just want to say thanks to everybody. Thanks for Jeremy for joining me and giving me company towards
Thank
the
you
end there.
very much,
Really
Mark.
appreciate that. And I'm hoping I'll be available for the Porsche Cup tomorrow. I've already made you aware I can't do Friday, but I'm sure you've got backup for Friday, and hopefully I'll see you on track on Saturday, my friend. Or if you're there available tomorrow, please join me tomorrow, and we'll do the Porsche Cup because I'm sure that's going to be really entertaining.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
No
Thank
problem
you
at
for
all.
having me, Mark.
It's always a pleasure. Come on, every time. Just want to thank everyone in the chat and the stream. Don't forget, if you haven't done, click like, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Good morning, good day, and good evening, depending on where you are.
Bye, everyone.